G'day, I'm Scotty Dawson and I'm standing here about 17 kilometres south of Alice Springs on what used to be an old service track for the Algan Railway. Each June long weekend, this place becomes a mecca for hardened off-road competitors, both on 2 wheels and 4. Those who arrive here come prepared to take on the harsh conditions of the outback and chase that coveted title of King of the Desert. Right now, in workshops and backyards all over the place, people are gearing up for this, the 30th Fink Desert Race. To discover the origins of the Fink Desert Race, we have to go all the way back to 1976.
Well, Fink was a race originated in 1976, and it was a brainchild of John Fiddler, Ralph Tice, Peter Gunner. It was an event just to add to the racing calendar, the Alice Springs Motorcycle Club back then. It was just a break away from the motocross, the speedway, a few observed trials, events we used to do, and it was just probably one of the first open events out into the desert, which was unknown at that stage for everybody. Back then, it was obviously your bikes were all lined up in one line. We stood behind the bikes, shotgun was fired in the air, so you had to run to your bike up when your bike started and then take off.
All the bikes, you know, it's quite funny when you look back on it now and see all these bikes lined up on the start line with finger buns and salad rolls wrapped in plastic and taped to the bike's handlebars, and blokes walking around with 4 and 5 litre water cans on their hips, and it was like we were riding off into the great unknown and you wouldn't know whether you were going to make it back or not.
The bikes in '76 is the Yamaha that I rode. It was a stock standard trail bike in a sense. Did a little bit of suspension alteration to the back, which was more of a cosmetic look-alike. It didn't do any good, but it fooled a few people back then.
As the years progressed, so did the technology, and tuning and refining machines has become a big part of the race. In the lead up to Fink, each team tries to squeeze that little bit more out of their vehicle. For those serious about their racing, every bit of performance counts.
Legitimately, the 450s are now a force to be reckoned with, where the desert race, a 454 stroke would have never got close to a 502 stroke. But now the track conditions and the way things are at the moment, they're a competitive bike. We're dropping 10 k's an hour top speed off the 500, and my 450 will only do about 170, 171. We know Rick's does 180 on dirt, we've had it clocked. So we're
that
losing
was
10
last
k's.
year's bike, that's not this year's bike.
Oh, you're getting 185 now, eh?
Yeah, no, it's about 193.7 I think it is.
Whilst most motorbike, the good bikes will be geared to do 190, Danny?
170 to 190
Yeah, 170, probably the best ones would be up 190, but there wouldn't be many of them, where these cars on perfect conditions are geared to do, say, 230 kilometres an hour. Now, you're not going to get that on the dirt with wheel spin, but there's no reason why on some of the hard pack surfaces in Fink that they're not doing 220. So, and that'll happen quite a bit in that race. So.
After months of work, even the rain hasn't deterred thousands of spectators hoping to catch a glimpse of their favourite drivers, riders and machines at Scrutineering. But to see these beasts in action, fans have to wait for prologue. Spectators line up to watch. Engines are revving and adrenaline is pumping as the men and women show us what they're made of. Prologue is going well. Impressive times being posted by both bikes and cars. But then, the unthinkable. Tragedy strikes.
It's been over 25 years since there's been a serious accident in the event, and unfortunately, as was said by the police, motorsport is inherently dangerous. All the competitors are aware of that, but they do it because they enjoy it. Greg was a competitor from Trafalgar in country Victoria and had competed in 3 previous Fink Desert races. He died as a result of a pre-existing medical condition. It was a cause of great shock and sadness to all the people at the start line. The competitors, the volunteers and the officials of Australia's greatest desert race have lost a member of the Fink family, and as a result we dedicated the 2005 Tattersalls Fink Desert race in Greg's memory.
Prologue continues, but in a sombre mood. Competitors have to put the tragedy behind them while they get back on their bikes and finish the time trials. By the end of the day, starting positions for race day are set with Danny Ulrich from the Peter Kittle Racing Team starting on pole position, Mark Burrows in 2nd position and last year's winner David Fellows in 3rd. And on the bikes, local Alice Springs rider Caleb Ulrich is set to lead the pack with Warren Strange in 2nd and Ben Brooks in 3rd. As the sun sets over the Prologue track, competitors' minds are already focused towards race day.
Obviously after yesterday's tragedy, we're on a bit of a downer, but today everybody's upbeat.
You know, 4, 5, 6 hours a night just working on your buggy to make sure that it is right, and at the end of the day it can be a 20-cent spring that can stop you.
You get really psyched up towards the race, but if you can just try and keep yourself as calm as you can, and yeah, you just thank Christ and I hope you have a good run basically. Yeah.
It's not about going fast or being competitive, it's all about looking good. Yes.
On day 1, riders wind their way 235 kilometres down the Fink track from Alice Springs to the community of Apatula, one of the most rugged and harshest environments in the world. It's not long before the legendary track claims its first high-profile victims, with Prologue winners Danny Ulrich and Brian Shern leaving the track with a broken timing belt. Later, their teammates David Fellows and Andrew Kittle unbelievably suffer the same problem. For those left in the race, the rugged conditions mean a wild ride for both competitors and spectators. After starting 5th on the grid, Victorian competitors Shannon and Ian Wrench make it to Fink with the fastest time, closely followed by Mark Burrows and Michael Shan, with Hayden Bentley and Ben Shivel in 3rd position. With the cars having churned up the track, the first 2 bikes into Fink are Alice Springs riders Ben Brooks and Gavin Chapman, with another Victorian, Mark Sladek, arriving 3rd.
Thanks, mate. Ben Brooks.
Feeling?
Superb. No, it was good fun. I had a good run down and yeah, no, it felt good. Just gotta wait for these other boys to get here now, see how they go.
I thought a stick or something was going to get me.
Yeah.
Just hit it, let go, just did the big whoa.
What class are you in, Mark?
Class 1. Yeah, just hit the ground. And I got straight back up where it... That's alright, I didn't hurt myself.
You see Caleb and Strangey?
I saw Caleb.
He's on the ground.
Yeah.
I went fast.
I thought it was strange, I could only see really one wheel mark the whole way.
For the hundreds of tough and exhausted competitors who make it to Fink, there are 75 who don't, and 49 of these are bruised and battered bike riders, the latest victims of the rigours of Fink.
I haven't seen one car driver in hospital.
No.
It's amazing. You sit next to all your mates.
Yeah, that's right. You go off the track in a car, you hit a desert acre. Doesn't matter.
You undo the seatbelts and you get
That's
out.
right, that's it.
And a
You do
motorbike,
that.
you wait for the chopper to pick you up.
That's it. Wedge you out of the tree.
Yeah.
10k out, I was riding sweet, and then I hit a friggin' log hanging out the track. I don't know.
About 10k's in the race, I fell over going really slow and actually lost my bike. I got up and it was that dusty I ran the wrong way.
Just out of Alice Springs, 20k's out, some guy just slammed right into the back of me.
Heaps of moisture in the whoops, so it wasn't any dust, so it was good.
Well done.
Gonna have a beer.
What a wicked ride. There was no dust out there, there's plenty of water.
How you feeling?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I'm here.
Any problems?
Oh, 3 minor ones, but she's here now, so...
Enjoy the whoops?
Yeah, loved them. Not. There you go, mate. We had a few meets out there. Oh.
For thousands, Fink is an annual pilgrimage. For the rest, it's an endless night of fixing broken engines and broken bodies, ensuring they're ready for the demands of day 2. Stiff limbs and cold engines are warming up as competitors prepare for the mental challenges that lie ahead on day 2.
Well, it looks like Shannon Wrench may have done the quickest time on the way down, so we'll have to try and catch him up, because if he has, he'll actually start in front in the morning, so we've got to try and chase him down, so which will be no mean feat because he's a quick pedaler, so it all makes it good fun.
Tomorrow we have to get past to lose the race, so we'll just try and keep Mark behind us, I guess, and Mark's a pretty hard charger and he's won this race a lot of times, so I'll be thinking about him.
Hundreds of cars and bikes have destroyed the track on day 1. With the first rainfall in 12 months occurring overnight, day 2 is gearing up to be a bigger challenge than anyone expected.
The track was way rougher than what it was a week ago. The conditions have changed pretty dramatically in the last week on the track.
Just get ready and get into it, eh?
But I reckon Jason Hill, he's got nothing to lose, man. He's just a unit when he wants to be. He's just got nothing to lose. So on the way home, he'll just be on it all the way.
With dry throats and immense relief, the winners arrive. The son and father team of Shannon and Ian Wrench are victorious in the car section, with Mark Burrows and Michael Shan in second. Third position goes to Hayden Bentley and Ben Shivel from South Australia. In the bike section, there are thrills right to the finish line, as Darwin Police Officer Jason Hill snatches the lead only 7 kilometres from the finish. Gavin Chapman must be content with second, with Ben Brooks a close third.
There's still an awful lot of water out there.
You know, those early days, the blokes like Peter State and Jeff Curtis, you know, Damien Ryan and Barry Taylor that were, organised Peter Gunner that set up the race initially with Barry Taylor. I think, you know, they should be standing back now looking at it and feeling pretty proud with what they started.
You probably will find you've got 90% of the people that go in that event aren't going to win it, probably aren't going to even get a class win, but it's a challenge and everyone likes to say that, hey, I've done the Fink.
Hey? I've signed you in.
No worries, Ta. That was fun.
You reckon?
I can't hear a thing because I've blown the muffler apart and my head's just ringing. But that was a lot of fun. So you get to the road section, you're, oh, I'm nearly there, I'm nearly there.